Well, good evening. We're pretty excited to be here. I just wanted to make a few notes before I let the kids take over. Last year we presented to the board, and we had one team. We had the Rolla Patriots, and we had the chance to go to the World Tournament last year. This year we have 3 teams. We've grown from, we took about 20 people to the World Tournament last year, counting adults and students. This year we've had over 60 people participating, students and adults helping, and students from S&T that come over and help us. So we've grown tremendously. So we're very proud that we're filling up half of your boardroom with our robotics teams. So, and there's quite a few of them that couldn't make it because of other activities tonight, so this isn't even all of them. Just a few things about the actual program. Last year they had restricted us to only counting 10 team members. We had a few more that we took with us, but the actual first itself could only let us have 10, and they opened that up. And so not only do we have students that help with the robot, but now we actually have a marketing team that works with Miss Yao, and they've made all of our T-shirts, they've made all of our banners, and so we are truly a student-driven organization, which we're very, very proud of. So not very many teams, when they go in, they're interviewed at the competition, can say, hey, we made everything, you know, and we're very proud of that also, that all of a sudden we've incorporated a lot more kids besides just the ones that build the robots. We have other kids involved also. So I'm going to let, I think we're going to start with one of the teams. It's 5893. We go by numbers, but it's direct current. When we register, they give us a number, and that's why the number is on the robot, and that's why we have to have it on our shirts. And that's why we call each other those numbers. So we'll start with 5893. They're going to just demonstrate a little bit. I have a picture. It's an Internet Explorer. I have it on there of what our actual task was this year. It changes every year. This year it was a tic-tac-toe board that we had to put rings on. And we have a picture of one of our competitions at Cape Girardeau. So you can see the actual board. The field itself, the size stays the same, but last year, if some of you remember, when we presented, we had bowling balls, we had racket balls, we had baskets. This year it was completely different, and in my opinion, this was a lot more intricate, I believe, than what we did last year. So I'm really super proud of all 3 teams because they did amazingly well. So anyway, 5893, somebody want to?
I'm the coach for 5893. I'm Jenny Maples, and Rob Van Hoos was one of our mentors.
Go. Hang on a
Come
second.
down.
Let,
down.
we can hear you, but people on
People
TV can't.
on home
so
can't.
that microphone doesn't make it louder in here.
Come
it makes
on
it
down
so
here.
people can hear them.
You can walk around.
Yeah, you don't have to
you don't
stand
have-
behind the podium. You can go where you want.
Okay. I'm Jenny Lamples, and I was the coach for team 5893. Rob Van Hoos was one of our mentors, and Jim Kumper, who's not here tonight. Well, people, 5893, come on down so we can see who you are.
Yeah, if they could each. Could they each introduce themselves?
Okay.
also?
You want to? Well, I'll introduce them. Stand over there, Rohit. Okay, this is Matthew Bryant, David Chow, Aaron Burke, Autumn Malone, Zach Kimsey, and Rohit Alada. And we had 4 other members also that weren't able to be here tonight. So these guys built a great robot. Did not make it to state just because of a little bit of bad luck. That's the only reason. Okay. So, huh? Yeah, Aaron's going to drive it. I guess everyone else needs to sit down.
Get out of the way.
Oh, David's going to talk about it. Dave?
So, we originally began as a really rookie team, and none of us actually knew what to do. Like, the other teams said that they argued about everything and stuff, but we didn't have anything to argue about because we didn't know anything. So, so we basically started out with a base, and we decided on Omni wheels, and these Omni wheels actually allow us to go forward, sideways, and backwards without turning. Like, yeah.
Look at that.
And they're at 45-degree angles, so that way
They need
we
those on
can
suitcases.
we don't really have to
Cars.
do the conventional turning, then go, then turn, and go to the pegs. And also,
So there was such a thing.
one of our main goals was to grab the ring, so we developed the gripper, and it has the x-axis and the y-axis, and can you
Ooh.
and then open and closing.
Oh, yeah, look at it.
Yeah.
Pincer.
Hi, I'm a mentor, and as David mentioned, these guys are all rookies, so no returning members from last year. And I would also add that I'm a software developer by occupation, so not a mechanical engineer, and so I did a lot of learning as well.
That is amazing.
These guys chose, I thought, a very challenging design. You can see that there's a lot. All of these parts that have the little holes in them are from a kit, but all the parts that are not were fabricated by the students, and so there was a lot of learning there on how to cut metal, how to drill metal, multiple attempts at making a structure strong enough that when we lifted it, it wouldn't fold up like an umbrella, things like that. So they really did a great job, and as Jenny said, just a couple of bits of luck. I think if they'd gone the other way, they'd been at the state tournament as well. So good job to them.
They actually, what they placed, they were a staple, they were
Oh, we were an alternate, and was it? I'm sorry, was it third place, or?
says Red Division finalist.
Okay, I forget exactly. I think of it in terms of how we ranked at the end of the qualifying, but at any rate, yeah, we were very, very within striking distance. So I was really proud of the team, and they really came a very, very long way in the season.
So what did it have to grasp?
These little plastic donut rings. You can kind of see the blue shapes there in the bottom part of the screen. And
So how far in advance do you know what the challenge is?
well, the challenge is announced at the end of August or the very beginning of September each year. So you have a really quick ramp up. Typically our first contest is in the beginning of December. So you've got September, October, November, and of course, November is half spoken for with, breaks and all these kinds of things. So
When do the kits ship?
and you're getting the kit about that time as well. So we had a few parts from our previous year's kit that helped you get started, but of course with 3 teams, those were in short supply at first. But yeah, I mean that's one thing that's important for us with the fundraising. I'm also the treasurer of we have a booster club that we formed to help support the robotics team, and so we try to make sure that we've got the cash on hand so that they can order the kits as soon as those are available at the end of summer, and so that they can have the parts there as soon as the contest is announced for the year. And we do need we have to buy a new kit every year because they change what's legal, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, thank you, 5893.
Okay, next we'll have 6168, the Maniacal Mechanics. It's funny, every time we went to a tournament, they would call us the Maniacal Maniacs. They could never get Maniacal Mechanics. But like 5893, this is mostly a rookie team. In fact, I don't think there's anybody on here that was from last year. And a lot of them, it's a very young team. So we're going to have these guys for quite a while. And we're super excited. They can tell you all about their robot. Are you going to drive it? Who's going to talk?
And tell us their names, too.
Okay, yeah, okay, here. Why don't you guys introduce yourself? And you tell them what you did. Yeah, like
I'm Connor LaCroix, and I was kind of the co-programmer for our team. I'm a rookie, and I'm in 8th grade, so.
Tall 8th grader.
I'm Colton Hedrick. I was the head mechanic of the team, and I'm in 8th grade also, and I was a rookie.
I'm Noah Giese. I was a mechanic. I'm currently in 11th grade, and I'm a rookie, I guess.
I'm David Tatch. I was a mechanic, and I'm a sophomore, 10th grade, and I was a rookie too.
I'm Brandon Klingenpeel, and I'm one of the mechanics, and I'm in 8th grade right now, and I guess I'm a rookie.
I'm Michael Kayatz, and I just started. I'm a freshman. I'm a mechanic.
I'm Rose Rackers. I'm in 11th grade, and I'm a rookie.
I'm Jesse Liu, and unlike them, who they guess they're rookies, I am a rookie. I know it. I embrace the fact that I'm a rookie, and I'm learning a lot, but I'm right now in 8th grade, and I was a co-captain, but also helping mechanical a little bit.
I'm Dawson Satterfield, and I'm in 8th grade, and I'm team captain, and just like Jesse, I know I'm a rookie.
All right.
So a robot right now, robot in its current form, is not original design. Original design started off as a spiral design, such as the spiral on the back of a vending machine. But our first competition, that didn't work very well. It wasn't as efficient as we hoped it was. And it differs from 5893 in that rather than having 4 Omni wheels, we decided to have 2 fixed and 2 Omnis, as you can see here. Because our design depended on having a very stable surface to work with. And we found the Omni wheels wasn't stable enough. So we decided to go with the 2 fixed and the 2 Omnis.
So do you get your team? Do the teams collaborate and share what works? No, it's all okay.
Yeah, we try to be as independent as possible, but we did have help from other teams for the programming
Right.
and other mechanical aspects of the robot.
Mustache on
Oh yes, also as you can see, we personalized the robot a little bit for the mechanical
And
mechanics.
those wheels are called Omni?
Yes, these are Omnis and these are fixed wheels as you would see in a car and such. And also, like 5893, we have a scissor lift, but our scissor lift differs in that this is slightly heavier, that material. Also, it's a little thicker here, and also it's single shaft right here. Also, this design picks up 2 rings as the other 2 robots can, and they score rings as the others, and this can reach your chair as all of the robots can. Any questions?
How did you make out in the competition?
Like I wouldn't know what to ask. Yeah, how did you place?
We placed in the state competition. We placed 7th place overall, which in state we were very happy with that. We started off a little higher, but we gradually went down due to some bad luck. But we're very happy with our placing. We're a rookie team, first year, and we also are the youngest team overall, average age-wise. So we're very proud of it, and we hope to continue on next year and hope to have better luck. Also, we also our standings gradually rose over time. We started off around like the bottom, like 25th ish. We actually rose up to 14th and then 8th and now 7th at state. So very proud of that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
What is that tubing that's tying the string?
This is surgical tubing,
I thought, look.
and we add this to add torque to the lift as it goes up.
No duct tape though.
Yeah, thankfully no duct tape on our design.
You look really close.
Any more questions?
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
So the programming, you guys do all the programming too, right? There's controllers on there, and then
We do all the programming by
you guys have got to write the code that tells which controller to do what.
Yeah, we use a program called Robotics Team.
Uh-huh.
We go in and you can set it to different levels of experience. So you can have a professional level, which takes like very specific code, or you can have a rookie level, which is the one that I use. That takes a more simple code. Oh yeah.
So Jane, which team do you want to join next year? So you not only build it, you have to program it, and okay. So
We have to figure out all our motors, which we have
can't
6.
hear
We
it.
have to put those into the program, and then we have to
take the mic over
write
to him.
different variables or
He's done.
He's done.
Say it again.
In our program, we will incorporate everything, including motors or servos. The difference between motors and servos is motors, when you give them power, they will continuously spin. But servos, they have a set degree that if you tell them to go to that set degree, they will spin and then stop. So there's 180 servos and there's 360 servos. But we didn't use any servos. We originally did in our first design with the spiral, but it didn't really work out. So now we have 6 motors, 4 for the wheels, and then 2 for the lift, which we have to incorporate into the program and tell them, you know,
How to work
one of the
together.
examples is for our lift, we have 2 motors, but if we gave them the both positive power, they would just run against each other and break the motors out. So you have to figure out, we reversed one of the motors so that you can use still the same type of power setting that you would for the other, but it gives it a reverse power.
Amazing.
And we have this year there was a 30-second set period in the beginning where we were not allowed to touch the controllers, so we had to program the robot to go up with the ring already in it and line up with the pegs and then score on any peg. And so we originally tried to use it with just timing, but the problem with timing is your battery will wear down, so then it takes a longer time for the motors to go. So what we ended up doing is using encoders, which counts how many revolutions the shaft makes in the motor, so which makes it a lot more precise in order to get it to, you can actually make it go set distances without having to guess.
Amazing.
Wow. Amazing.
Thank you. 6168.
Don't run over the teacher. That would be bad.
Okay, and he mentioned autonomous. I have to brag a little bit because at our competitions that we went to, because of the complexity of what we had to do this year, autonomous must have been a super challenge for most teams because very few actually had one that would work. Most of the rounds we'd sit there, and as the 4 robots were waiting for the 30 seconds to be over, nothing was happening. Nobody did it. But all 3 of our teams had autonomous. So they didn't work 100% of the time, but they worked a lot more than anybody else's. So our programming helpers are amazing. It's what they're teaching the kids. You know I can speak for myself. I learn every year. This is our 2nd year, and I learn what they're doing more than teaching them. So we owe a huge, great thank you to all the adults that help us because they're the reason that the kids are learning this stuff more than us. But anyway, so and I want to point out, we keep looking at these. I believe the 6168, they ended up with the Think Award, which is the kids have to do an engineering notebook, and they have to be very detailed and show, because the judges want to know for sure that even though the adults help, they don't do it. It's the kids. And so they want to see the entire process. And our notebook, 6168's notebook, showed all the different changes that they keep mentioning and all the problems they had and what they came up with. And so the Think Award is what helped them advance to state because their notebook was pretty good. So anyway, the last one, which is our state champions, Team 4964, they're all the Patriots. This is the team that is returning from last year, and they have a beautiful robot, so we'll let you talk.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. How you doing? Good. My name is Drew Satterfield, and I am the team's lead programmer.
I'm Aishan Malone. I'm an 11th grader, and I'm one of the mechanics. I'm Kristen Copeland. I'm a 9th grader, and this is my first year, and I'm a programmer.
My name is Cody Santagarci. I'm a 9th grader, and I helped with mechanical.
My name is Drazen Gonzalez. I'm a 10th grader, and it's my first year being mechanical and marketing team.
I'm Carlos Calderas, and I also help with mechanical, and I'm the mascot, and I'm also in 9th grade.
I'm Rye Hogan. I'm in 9th grade, and I'm on mechanical.
Hello, I'm Savannah Huffman. I'm a senior.
I am the lead of the marketing, second year marketing, first time on team.
Patrick Allen, 7th grader, rookie, mechanical.
My name is Morgan Long. This is my second year programming as well as helping out the new teams, and I'm in 11th grade.
Who's driving?
Back.
I don't need to say too much. The kids are a lot more interesting to listen to than I am, but I do want to congratulate these kids. They've done an excellent job this year, and also to recognize a couple of the other mentors that we have. I guess my name's Philip Allen, and this is Lori Calderas, and also not present is Lewis McCarthy, who has helped us out this year as well. So those are the mentors that helped out. But these kids have done a tremendous job. In fact, at one of the competitions, we were not able to take any of the adults mentors on the trip. So the kids ran the entire competition by themselves, and they ended up placing second in that one. Yeah. So they ran everything. They organized themselves. They got them where got themselves where they needed to be. They did everything, any of the troubleshooting, anything that broke, they had to fix it themselves. Any programming problems, they had to fix it themselves. Battery issues, everything. So these kids are a very capable group, and I'm very proud of them. Drew or anyone else, do you guys want to talk a little bit? I don't know what you guys are planning.
I apologize for not mentioning it. I'm a 12th grader. Just standing here like, oh no.
Come on, we're going to see the state champion robot.
Sorry. So last year this is a 2-year, our oldest team here, and last year we went to World as well, and it was the most amazing experience we've ever had. I think for any engineer, it's the most amazing experience anyone could have. We got to talk to different people around the world. Like India came. This is a world competition. India came, China came. We faced other competitors as well. It was it's really crazy. It was crazy there. It's like 50 football teams in one room. It's really intense and packed. Last year, as a new team, we did get to go to World Championship, and that is hard itself. This year, we are going again. Last year, we won by inspiration. This year, we got first in the whole state. So I think I'm really proud of what we're doing so far. I think with what it looks like, what we're doing, I think we have a chance of going to the top for a world. So
the other ones, it was pretty obvious to me how it picks the ring up and deposits it. This one, it's escaping me a little bit. Do we have a ring?
Just show how it would pull the ring off the.
Okay, so yeah, so I get that.
I would also want to point out that this year the team won the most innovative award at state as well, and it was primarily for this end effector that Drew's getting ready to show you.
All right.
People used like a cup design or something.
Yep.
This was the only type of the only type of hand like this we've ever seen.
So did you patent this?
I'm not entirely sure what.
Hey, you can't now, man.
All right. Sure. All right.
So you should build a robot to hold the mic.
Thank
there
you.
we go.
Okay. So how we get the rings on is the rings will be on here.
Right.
On here. At their beginning, on the field, there will be posts along the side that actually have rings about towards the ground like this. And what it does is it reaches on and pulls it off, and it would actually do that with a ring. Okay, and this thing moves up and down. It's the other two buttons. I'm the primary arm mover. So.
Okay.
And then, whenever we're getting the actual rings on the post, it just raises up to it, and it'll be off like this, and this little piece right here will catch the rings and just...
Push it off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's clever.
Mm-hmm.
That is very
It makes
clever.
it so we, like the others, they had to use their robot's body to
Right.
force the rings on. Ours is this has something to force it on in its hand, so we can approach it from practically any angle, like this even, and it will, or that. And because this is pushing the ring will just get forced onto
Just has
it.
to get on it a little bit, and then it
Yeah,
catches.
so
yeah.
we don't need to be perfect at all. It's very fast. You just get near it, push it off, and just go.
And the nice thing about theirs, like Phil said, nobody else had something like that. You know, all the others, they kind of were about the same, but this one, nobody had anything like that. So that's why I was surprised we didn't win that award at every tournament we went to, because we were unique. So it was it definitely stood out amongst the other robots.
Keith, I see some duct tape.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's electrical tape on this one. I see some. Yeah, you see some duct tape down at the bottom too.
Okay. This is it's a broken controller, so we can't really show it.
Oh.
One sec.
I'll talk about it.
Here, you can also show them the trophies.
This would be our championship award right here for state. It's very big. It's very nice. It's very plastic.
One thing that I'm very proud of our three teams, because we encountered teams that the main thing of first that they teach is gracious professionalism. The kids are supposed to work with other teams to not only help each other, but to, they help the other team, not just to win, but if even your opponent is having problems, to help them. And we encountered some teams that their sole purpose seemed to be to break ours, and that upset us because we've ingrained in our kids that's not the purpose of what we're doing. And to see other coaches and other teams be like, just keep ram them, and there's rules that they can only touch so many seconds, but still that was their only purpose. They didn't build arms, they didn't build anything, they were just a box to get in the way. And not once did our kids ever come up with that idea. They went for the purpose of doing the rings and helping each other, and I was so proud that we never had anybody in any of these, all these kids ever say, let's just be that kind of person. So I was very proud of the kind of kids we had.
About the teams you hosted prior to the state championship.
Oh, yeah. Since we are in the town for the state championship, we've already decided, we did this last year, and we already had decided that no matter whether we placed or not, we were going to host, open our doors, and let any team that was coming in the night before for the state championship to use our practice field to prepare for the next day. They have to stay in a hotel instead of sitting there wasting their time. We had pizza, we had the doors open, we had our field, and we helped each other. I know last year Morgan helped a couple of teams a lot, and that's just the kind of kids we have. They enjoy to be able to share what they know and help the other ones. And I think that's what makes them stand out when they get interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
They're a different group of kids than I think what we encountered in some of the other ones. So.
Well done. Very nice.
What do you do with these now?
Well, the other two, some of the kids are like ready to tear them apart and build an off-roader one and all these different things. But we still have other places that, since we are doing fundraising, we're trying to show people what we've made, and so we're still going, in a few weeks we're going to Brewer Science, and we're going to have them all drive the 3 robots and things like that. And so we probably, and Pizza Inn, Monday we're going to do a fundraiser at Pizza Inn, and we want the community, we're proud of what they did, and I'm not ready, it's kind of like you get attached to them like a child. I'm not ready for them to tear them apart yet.
This is a state champion. I think this should go in the trophy case.
Yeah.
Right?
You said the robots.
That's where the football goes.
Well, and the ramp, the deployed ramp. That's one of the things that they could go for was lifting another robot. And some of the rings are weighted, and they're trying to figure out a way to incorporate that in their design. So they've been working on that for the next 2 months until we go in April. That's what they're working on.
And where's the competition
Where's
in April?
It's in St. Louis. It's the world competition at the Edward Jones Dome.
And what's the weekend in April?
It's actually starts April 24th, which is a Wednesday. All day Wednesday is interviews for all these teams. I don't remember how many thousands of people there were last year, because it's not just these robots, it's also the FRC, which are the huge robots. They fill the dome. So all day Wednesday for the smaller robots is interviews and inspections. Then Thursday and Friday, the 25th and 26th, are the pre-semifinals, kind of. And then Saturday, it'll be the top four. Is that right? The top four will go? Yes. All high school, well, 8th through 12th.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was another reason, something they changed. Last year, they seemed to kind of encourage it to be 9 through 12, and they kind of opened that a little bit, which is why we had so much interest last year from 8th graders. We had to limit it, but this year, as you can see, 2 of our rookie teams are mainly 8th graders. So.
And 1 7th grader.
Yes. So we're gonna have them for 4 more years. A lot of them. So if they can do this year, what are they going to do when they're juniors and
You won't
seniors?
know what next year's challenge is until this
until
fall.
September.
September.
And also something else, I think Rolla is making a name for itself. It's I communicate quite a bit with the Missouri group that's in charge of the Missouri competitions, and there's been an explosion of these type of robot groups in Missouri, and they didn't have enough tournaments to offer all of us. So we had to go to Arkansas because we didn't get, our first choice was a St. Louis choice, and all the St. Louis teams filled them up, so we didn't get our first choice.
Nancy, it's coming
So we actually, I have been begging the Missouri First group to let us host one because we're so centrally located.
Uh-oh.
And they came and visited the high school Wednesday to see if it would be okay. So we're competing against a couple other local schools, and we're rooting for Rolla to be able to host a tournament.
We have it at the high school.
Have it at the 2 gyms. Yep. The pit area would be the smaller gym, and then the main gym would be where the actual tournament would be. So.
Can you or maybe one of the mentors speak to the value of working in a team?
Yeah.
Because in today's work world,
Definitely.
they got to be able to work in.
Tamala, which we didn't point out, Tamala, she's one of our helpers also. He wants to know about the experience, how it connects to the work, what you would think. Because since Phil works with, I teach pre-engineering, and I just love that our students are working with real-life
Hear so
engineers.
much about people being able to communicate in
Right.
the work world today and
collaborate.
Yeah, I would say that's probably one of the biggest things that these kids are learning is how to work as a team, how to build something and use real-world engineering principles. They do have to do calculations. They do have to figure it out. They have to collaboratively work as a team to figure out how can we build a robot, how can we solve this challenge that is usually a very complex challenge that involves many layers of strategy, many layers of competing challenges, where you want to be light, but you want to be heavy, you want to be fast, but you want to be strong, and all these things like that. So they have to learn how to come together and work together and solve these problems. And whereas I guide them, it's not my robot, it's their robot. These kids make the decisions. They build it. I show them how, but they are the ones that are actually building it. They're the ones that are troubleshooting it when there's a problem. And one of the aspects of FIRST is they really try and make it a microcosm of the true engineering environment. And these kids are really learning good skills. We haven't gotten a lot into it yet, but we're working on doing more computer-aided drafting, where they're going to actually design these robots on the computer before they build it. Any of the special parts that we've had to hand fabricate, we have done that on the computer already. In fact, one of these parts right here, this rack gear on this, we had laser cut, and so we had to design that and draw that up on a computer, and then I took that to one of our machines at Brewer Science, where I was able to laser cut that for them. But the kids came up with the idea of what they wanted to do, and and then we made that happen for him. Patrick was just reminding me of another aspect. There's been a lot of problems with static electricity on here, shocking the brain of the system, the NXT brick. And so the kids recognized they needed to do something about it. So we've been working with Dr. Pomeranke at the university here to work on methods of eliminating the static electricity problem and keeping it from being an issue. So we have not only come up with some good ways of putting ferrite beads on there or chokes to block that static electricity, but now we've also shared that with the entire state of Missouri, and we're working to promote that the use of those ferrite beads nationwide so that we can help all the other teams eliminate their static electricity problems that they've been having. That's been a recurring problem for several years.
We had a highway patrolman that works with the bomb robots. He came over during the state competition and asked the kids how they were handling their static electricity problem. And so, I mean, it's really neat to see these kids helping people, not just each other, but other
One of the
businesses.
things I really like about this, and we saw this with the woodworking competition too, is that they make the kids get up and make presentations. They interview them, which, I mean, those are important skills too.
Definitely.
Because, you know, I was at UMR long enough to know that you have a lot of skills and abilities, but you need to be able to communicate them as well. So I really love seeing that part of these.
Drew is graduating this year, and he's going to go to S&T next fall. And as his mom, I'm glad that he knows he wants to be an engineer after all these experiences, that we're not wasting $20,000 his freshman year, and he decided he doesn't. So he wants to tell you a little bit about what it means to him as a student. He was on there last year, and this year he's much more involved, and he's taken some pre-engineering courses, and I think he's well prepared for going into college at S&T next year.
Hello again. Well, I've been in a lot of clubs and activities and teams throughout my high school career and junior high. I've experimented with football, wrestling, I don't even know how many other clubs there were non-sport like, book club, academic team, all this stuff. And I have to say, out of all of my experiences, robotics is the team, club, whatever you want to call it, that not only is the best for me, but best allows me to utilize whatever I'm using in school and just prepared me for whatever is going to happen after this. It allowed me to make best use of my skills. For example, as I said, I'm the lead programmer for the team, and I am taking AP Java in my coursework right now, and I am just breezing through that class because every day after school, I work on this thing 15 hours a week at least. Programming is really, really long. And I'm so used to working with it by now that if I wanted to, I could undoubtedly go into it as a career. I know what it's like, and we're just making so many waves in the engineering world. Okay, we're not making that big of waves, or the students, but
lots of
ripples. Thank you. We're making ripples, and each of us is getting a massive experience from this about working together. I mean, we split into cells. We follow basically a real-life business model, and we split into cells to each accomplish a certain task. We learn how to be really organized. We learn leadership, how to take care of each other, and just make sure everything's going on task. And heck, even a big part of our program, the parts that let us drive it around, is taken straight out of our trig classes, and it's put us in contact with so many real world professionals that, like with Phil and his cohort Lewis, who couldn't be here, he's our programming mentor. We will sit down and just talk to them about what it's like to be an engineer sometimes, and we go to S&T and call their professors over here sometimes and talk to them, get to know them about everything they've done, and it's made several of us just not only have a lot of experience from school that will allow us to take it and really use it a lot, but it's allowed most of us to really think, all of us, it's given us a, oh gosh, thank you. It's given us it's been a really good experience. Thank you. This is the best cap. This is the best cap for the high school education as an engineer I could ever have.
Excellent.
Very
Excellent.
good. Very
Great.
good.
Okay. Do you guys have any more questions?
I would just tell you that all of our board meetings are recorded and will be played on Raleigh Channel 16, which you can access from our website. So they're streamed live, so this is on TV live. But you're going to go back and watch yourselves, which you need to do, because there's no greater testimony for what we do technologically than what we just heard tonight. So also we embed on our website what's called board clips, which is just only your presentation, so you don't have to go through the entire board meeting to watch what you just did. So I'm certainly hopeful the entire community gets a chance to see what we just saw. I know I'm going to tweet a lot here later tonight. So if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see that. But very proud of you. Great job.
So now you guys had a pep rally at the high school for you guys as state champions. What was that like? I heard there was a little friendly competition, principal driving robot competition. Wasn't friendly?
We love getting in front of the school and telling them all about it. Not hearing ourselves.
Good. Good.
Well, thank you very, very much. We are very proud of you all. And of 5893 and 6168 and
Patriots.
Patriots.
Where's your number?
It's on the other side.
4964.